good habits are learned the same way as bad habits. Practice. Oh man, this is a word. Practice. Practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes permanent. What are you practicing? No doubt I want to profess faith, but I also want to practice faith. Are you practicing your faith? Now, some of you are like right now, yo, Rich, really? This is the word you're bringing me today? Practice? Some of you looking like Allen Iverson at a press conference right now. Allen Iverson, my favorite NBA player of all time, one of the greatest moments in culture when this NBA superstar is being questioned for why he missed practice, and everyone's looking at him and saying, yo, Allen, did you miss practice? And the best response, he's like, practice? We talking about practice? Ladies and gentlemen, yes, we are talking about practice. Because what you practice is what determines who you become. And I don't want to listen, faith is a gift from God. I don't want to just receive faith. I want to practice my faith. Just receiving faith is just part of the process, but practicing it is all of a sudden where the power comes from. Look at what Ephesians chapter 2 says. You should know this verse. This is a great verse. This is major doctrine right here. Faith is a gift from God. For it is by grace that you have been saved through faith. Watch that. By grace, so God's unmerited favor, God's love for you, because he's given you grace, well, that's how you got your faith. So through faith, and this is not from yourselves, it is the gift of God. So listen, everything about my faith, my ability to respond to God was a gift from God. My ability to even acknowledge God was because he first gave me grace. Faith is a byproduct of grace. So we receive it, but listen to me, we can't stop there. We don't just receive it, we now go and we practice it. We have to practice our faith. As we practice our faith becomes more and more permanent. I wrote it down this way. We treat practice like the thing of the future. We think we'll practice when we become good, yet practice is what makes you good. I read this powerful book during quarantine by Richard Foster called The Celebration of Disciplines, where he lays out 10 spiritual disciplines, 10 Christian practices, 10 habits of a believer. What's the point of the practices? What's the point of the disciplines? The point is that when you don't know what to do, you know what to do because you have a habit. And the point of the habit is to develop spiritual growth. And so many times what we think, you know what? When I become mature, then I'll practice my faith. Or when I get good, then I'll start creating the habit of faith in my life. It doesn't work that way. You have to practice it to become mature in it. You don't get good by barely getting by. And I felt like that was a word for some of you out there today right now. Some of you feel like you're barely getting by, but God doesn't want you to barely get by in this season. God wants you to master this season. God wants you to have answers. God wants you to feel equipped. God wants you to know that you can actually walk through this thing knowing what to do, even when you feel like you don't know what to do, because you've got spiritual practices. What do you do when you don't know what to do? You do your habits. So what are your habits? What are you doing?